Nearly 30 years after one of the most iconic golf swings in movie history, Happy Gilmore is finally back. But this isn't just a throwback. It's packed with tributes, tragedy, surprise cameos, and even a real PGA legend fresh off a championship win. Whether you've seen the original or never watched a frame, here's everything you need to know before watching Happy Gilmore 2. Before Happy Gilmore was even a character, Adam Sandler was just a bored kid at a driving range in New Hampshire. His dad loved golf, Adam didn't. To make it bearable, his dad told him, "Bring a friend." So Sandler invited his buddy Kyle McDonough, a hockey player, and suddenly, things got interesting. Kyle had never swung a golf club before. But when he did, he crushed the ball like it owed him money. Years later, when Sandler started writing comedy with longtime friend Tim Herlihy, that moment became the seed for what would become Happy Gilmore. When Happy Gilmore released in 1996, critics tore it apart. Roger Ebert called it the latest in the Dumber and Dumbest sweepstakes. The New York Times called Happy a violent sociopath. One outlet said it was just Caddyshack for the blitzed. But audiences didn't care. The movie made $39 million at the box office. And that was just the beginning. Through endless reruns, DVDs, and YouTube clips, it became a cult classic. The hockey-style swing? Real golfers started copying it. Even PGA pros admit they've tried it, and sometimes it actually works. For decades, Sandler refused to even think about a sequel. Why? One word: fear. Comedy sequels have a bad history. Zoolander 2, Anchorman 2, Caddyshack 2 all flops. Sandler loved the original so much, he didn't want to ruin it. But a few years ago, something changed. He and Herlihy started talking about an older Happy. What would happen if he lost everything and had to come back? It wasn't a moment of genius. It was slow. And then one day, Sandler just said, "Let's do it." In the sequel, Happy is no longer the outsider. He's a retired golf legend with 5 kids, including a daughter played by Sandler's real-life daughter, Sunny. He's older, slower, but still dangerous. After a tragedy rocks his life, Happy is pulled back into the world of golf, not to win, but to protect the sport from a flashy new league called Maxi Golf. The guy running it, played by Uncut Gems director Benny Safdie, now cast as a hype-obsessed mogul who wants to turn golf into a circus. The premise? Wild. The stakes? Bigger than you'd expect. Let's talk cast. Yes, Julie Bowen is back. So is Christopher McDonald, a.k.a. Shooter McGavin. But many familiar faces are gone. Carl Weathers, Bob Barker, Francis Bay, Richard Keel, even Joe Flaherty, the heckler. They've all passed away. The sequel doesn't ignore that. In fact, it's full of subtle tributes and nods, almost like Sandler's way of saying thank you. Even the alligator that stole Happy's ball in the original? Gone. And yes, they mention that too. Over the years, Happy Gilmore has become more than just a comedy. It's become a strange kind of sports legend. And that legacy isn't just living in fans' memories. It's living on actual fairways. From local driving ranges to PGA tournaments, pro and amateur golfers alike have tried the Happy Gilmore swing. That wild, running slapshot-style tee-off? Yeah, it went from a joke to a legitimate power move. Sandler has seen it firsthand. He recently played with Bryson Dechampbeau, one of the longest hitters in the game, and watched him casually do the Happy swing, then launch the ball over 360 yards. No hesitation, no warm-up, just boom, gone. And the craziest part? Bryson didn't even flinch. He hit it like it was normal. Golfers like Justin Thomas, Max Homa, and even Tiger Woods have all acknowledged the movie at some point. Because whether they admit it or not, they've either tried the swing, quoted a line, or watched it more times than they'll say on camera. And for the sequel, that respect came full circle. PGA pros didn't just approve of Happy Gilmore 2. They wanted to be in it. Scottie Scheffler, one of the most dominant golfers of this generation, literally flew to the premiere the day after winning the British Open. That's how deep the respect goes. It's rare for a comedy to have that kind of reach, to transcend the genre and actually impact the sport it's spoofing. But Happy Gilmore did. And now, nearly 30 years later, the biggest names in golf are paying it back. And they're not the only ones. Athletes, musicians, comedians, people like Travis Kelce and Bad Bunny lined up just to get a cameo. Not because they had to, but because they grew up with this movie. It shaped their humor, their style, their childhood. For many, being in Happy Gilmore 2 isn't just a credit, it's a dream. Because what started as a goofy idea about a hockey player with a golf swing has somehow turned into a cultural landmark, with a fan base that spans generations and professions. This isn't just respect. It's legacy. So why did Sandler really come back? Not money. Not pressure. It was about comedy. In his own words, there's nothing better than trying to make people laugh. That's why we got into this business. He and Herlihy rewatched the original. They remembered the tone, the feeling, the chaos. And for two 58-year-old best friends, Happy Gilmore 2 became a chance to go back, one last time, and swing for the fences. Happy Gilmore 2 isn't just a comedy sequel. It's a time capsule, a tribute, a full-circle moment nearly 3 decades in the making. This isn't just Adam Sandler playing golf again. This is a story about loss, about legacy, and about holding on to what made you who you are, even as the world changes around you. It honors the cast and crew who made the original unforgettable, many of whom are no longer with us. It brings back old friends and welcomes a new generation of talent, from Sandler's real-life daughter stepping into the spotlight to Bad Bunny and pro athletes lining up just to be part of the moment. And it taps into something that's almost extinct in Hollywood, that rare, goofy, heartfelt style of comedy that doesn't apologize for being silly, but still hits you in the chest when you least expect it. For Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore 2 is more than a project. It's a return to why he started doing this in the first place. To make people laugh, feel something, and remember the weird, wonderful characters that shaped their childhood. So if you're watching this sequel for the nostalgia, you'll get that. If you're watching for the laughs, they're here. And if you're watching to feel like a kid again, even just for a little while, this movie might surprise you. Because for all the cameos, the golf balls, and the chaos, this story is ultimately about getting knocked down and choosing to swing anyway. So now you're ready. You know the history, the heartbreak, the hidden tributes, and the stakes. And when Happy Gilmore 2 finally drops, it's time to tee off.